Which vehicle is a comfortable and stylish way of hauling a family around? An SUV or a station wagon? We could safely say station wagons have gone out of fashion. Cars are no longer just a basic mode of land transportation, they have evolved. Cars have evolved from being a medium of land transportation to being an ostentatious item for many. When you're behind the wheel of a car with a brand name like Maserati, Ferrari, Lamborghini, and many other big names, it is easy to pull to a stop and ask a very nice lady out. Hey, it can even happen at the traffic stoplight. If you were driving a Nissan Cube, she would give you a second look, wondering why you are driving around in a boxy car that looks weird. The Nissan Cube is a great car, even though we can't vouch for its looks. It is, however, not the item of the day. The focus of this review will be on the 2022 Maserati Grecale, which is a mid-size crossover that is intended as a sibling to the bigger Maserati Levante. Crossover SUVs are not built like normal SUVs. They are based on a platform that is shared with a passenger car. Instead of having a body-on-frame structure, they have a unibody frame structure. They offer more comfort and fuel economy than most SUVs, but not as many off-road capabilities as traditional SUVs and trucks. They are perfect for hauling your kids to school, taking them to the zoo or park, or taking them shopping. But if you decide to take your crossover SUV on a rock-crawling expedition, you have just handed it a death sentence. Maserati is a manufacturer that churns out ultra-luxury vehicles. They have a great reputation for producing some awesome grand tours and high-performance vehicles. During its inception, Maserati was wholly focused on building race cars. But like every other successful car manufacturer, they diversified into building street-legal cars for a particular category of clientele, the wealthy. Maserati is now under the ownership of Fiat and Alfa Romeo. Since 2001, when they released their first coupe and Spider models, they have built a reputation as a car brand that offers a complete package of performance, elegance, style, comfort, and luxury. During its run as a car manufacturer, Maserati has enjoyed a good run of success even though it has gone through different owners. This recurring success is what has brought the 2022 Maserati Grecale to the public. The 2022 Grecale is no ordinary crossover SUV. It is an embodiment of all of Maserati's core values as a car manufacturer. You have a unique styling that is mashed up with performance. This car is like that cocktail at the bar that you can't quite place a finger on the constituent flavors, but you enjoy. Maserati has a habit of naming their creations after winds. They started with the Mistral in 1963, and it was named after a wind that blows in the Mediterranean. The Grecale is also named after a Mediterranean wind that occurs when a low-pressure area moves to the south of Malta and causes a strong northeasterly wind. Grecale translates from Italian to Greek wind in English. When Maserati presented the MC20 supercar to the world in Modena, Italy, they teased the launch of the Maserati Grecale. The Grecale is slated to debut sometime this year, and it is based on the same platform as the Giulia and shares a lot of similarities with the Alfa Romeo Stelvio. The Grecale is expected to be more powerful than the Stelvio Quadrifoglio. Maserati promised that this crossover SUV will come with the highest top speed in its class, a class that consists of tough competitors like the BMW X3, Audi Q5, and the Porsche Macan. If they live up to that promise, we might just have the best crossover SUV yet. The details of the power plant that Maserati plans to put under the hood of the Grecale, they're sketchy, but they have a lot of options to choose from. If they plan to beat the competition, they would need a lot of power and torque. We expect to see the power plant that powers the base Stelvio, a 2-liter turbocharged inline 4-cylinder engine for the base version of the Grecale. If Maserati wants to go all out, we could witness the use of their new Nettuno engine that has been created for the MC20 supercar. The Nettuno engine is a twin-turbo 3-liter V6 that churns out 621 horsepower and 538 pound-feet of torque. If the Nettuno engine is used in any variant of the Grecale, it would probably be detuned, so it would not be too aggressive for day-to-day driving. They sure don't want their buyers suing them for more power than advertised. Maserati has promised all sorts of powertrain you could think of for the Grecale. There will be a hybrid version and an all-electric version. We might not get the all-electric Grecale at launch, but maybe in the following year it will be released to the public. The all-electric Grecale will use the same battery architecture as the batteries used for Porsche Taycan and will be equipped with the 300 kilowatt rapid charging, which will be able to give the batteries an 80-mile charge in 5 minutes. From 2022 onwards, all pure electric vehicles from the stables of Maserati will carry the suffix Fulgor. The suffix translates into lightning in English with reference to the electricity coursing through it. Let's hope Thor, the god of thunder, approves of this adaptation. The powertrain of the Grecale suggests that it could be mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission and could be configured to be a rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. If you fancy luxury SUVs but do not mind it served alongside a dash of performance, the Grecale is the perfect new car for you. However, with the Maserati Grecale 2022, it is unlikely that we will get a V8 powered model like the Levante Trofeo. With all that power, the Grecale has come to challenge the likes of the Porsche Macan and BMW X3. From a company that uses the trident as their insignia, we should expect nothing less than the unstoppable force that the Greek god of the seas, Poseidon, commands with his trident. The Grecale might not match the power that the MC20 supercar brings to the street, but it has the potential to become the best crossover SUV on the market. As regards fuel economy, those details are still in the dark. Maserati hasn't come up with them yet. With the availability of an electric and hybrid powertrain, the fuel economy should be pretty decent. It should be comparable with the likes of the Mercedes-Benz EQC and the Volvo XC60 plug-in hybrid. For the gas engine, the small displacement V6 engine promises optimal fuel economy. An engine mated to a transmission makes a car perform its basic purpose, mobility. But I bet you want to know what level of comfort the Maserati Grecale offers. A crossover SUV drives like an SUV on the highways and offers some level of comfort that is an upgrade from what conventional SUVs offer. You would have a higher level of comfort driving your Grecale on the interstate highways than you will in a Jeep Wrangler. Maserati is a brand known for combining beast-like performance with opulence. They have been doing this since the launch of their first production. For a company whose focus was on race cars upon its inception, they're doing pretty well. The interior styling of the car remains a mystery to many anticipating car lovers, but without a doubt it will reflect the aesthetic near perfection that Maserati has been known to deliver. Looking at the outer design, passengers should be able to get plentiful legroom and headroom as long as they are not too tall. Since the 2022 Maserati Grecale shares quite a lot of similarities with Stelvio, we speculate that the cargo space would be almost similar. If there would be any difference, it might be a few cubic meters. The 2022 Maserati Grecale is approximately 4.7 meters shorter than its elder brother, Maserati Levante. So, it might not win the award for the most capacious crossover in its class. There is a lot of camouflage on all the test prototypes of the Grecale that have been spotted. The exterior design of the Grecale is characterized by a long bonnet and sloping roof design that is peculiar to SUV coupes. Maserati has been awfully secretive about the styling of the Grecale. Even the wheels are camouflaged. We can't tell what kind of brake calipers or suspension we have in there. So far, they have done a great job of keeping the excitement and suspense at heightened levels. But the exterior design is still based on the Levante. It has a shrunken rear, and that looks so much like that of the Levante. The rear end features a tailgate, diffuser, and a quad exhaust system. The tail lights and the window cuts are similar to the Levante, and the headlights have a vertical configuration instead of a horizontal configuration, so you can tell the two apart. You also have a large open grille in the front and two square intakes just underneath the headlights. The front end has an aggressively styled bumper with a stacked lower splitter. The Grecale will also be equipped with Maserati's trademarked vented wings. Maserati has promised that it would also be fitted with the best in-car technology that it has to offer. This means that the Grecale will come fitted with driver assistance technology, and you will not have trouble keeping the car in between the lanes on the highway. The Grecale has a forward collision warning system, which is accompanied by automated emergency braking. This means that you cannot decide to knock your ex over when you see her on the streets. Please don't do that. It stops being funny the moment you get charged for murder. The Grecale will also be equipped with blind spot monitoring and rear cross traffic alert. These systems will keep you safe from vehicles or pedestrians that are not in your peripheral field of vision. We should also get adaptive cruise control that would be useful on highways. The infotainment system of the 2022 Maserati Grecale is going to be epic. Every luxury crossover offers something updated, but Maserati claims to offer something more sophisticated than what we now have in that class of crossover SUVs. The sound system would be better in comparison to what the Germans have, and all the standard in-car content like Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and wireless charging will be supported. The fact that Maserati has taken into account the preferences of its potential buyers is amazing. You do not have to worry about your iPhone not being able to connect to your car because it is equipped with Android Auto. Regardless of whichever platform you use, you can be connected to your Grecale. When you have a sound system that is better than anything the Germans have to offer, every piece of music will be a new experience. We have done a lot of talking about what drives the Maserati Grecale 2022 and the comfort and luxury it brings you. We didn't forget to talk about how much it will set you back. The starting price of the Maserati Grecale is expected to be south of $50,000 for its base variant. That figure is not bad for a brand new SUV that purrs like a cat but pounces like a tiger. The Porsche Macan GTS costs $72,100, while the Audi Q5 has a price tag of $44,100. The Maserati Grecale 2022 seems to be priced in between the other vehicles in its class. Since it offers the best you can ask for, it should be worth every penny spent. We do not know what color trims that Maserati will offer buyers for the respective Grecales. If you are asked to have any color of your choice, which would you pick? Tell us in the comments section. Candy red or murdered out black could look great, but with all that camouflage, we can't tell much. If you haven't tried out crossover SUVs, why not start with a bang and go for a premium model like the 2022 Grecale? Just rolling the name around on your tongue suggests luxury. It is like mentioning a classy dish like caviar. The Grecale is a great crossover SUV that shows a lot of promise and potential. See you in another video. Bye.